Hello there, thank you for joining me. Today I'm doing a reading for Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber? I think I pronounced that right. I've been asked by so many people to do this reading. I don't know anything about the chap. I know he's a singer in America. So if you stay tuned for a reading for Justin Bieber and his family. And my name's David Charles, the UK's leading psychic medium, master of witchcraft. And I'm doing a reading for Justin Bieber. And stay to the end because that's when we talk about his love life, his marriage and his fatherhood and all the things that go with that. So I drew some cards earlier. I'm using my crystal ball, my cards, my psychic ability, my mediumship abilities and a few tarot cards, and we're looking at the next 3 months, starting at the early part of March. So the first month I pick up for him is a month where he seems to be full of power, but it's quiet energy, so it's not as loud as sometimes he may have been in the past. The focus for me for him is clarity, so he's seeing things more clearly, emotional renewal for him, so things are changing for the better, and preparation, because things are going to start happening for him. I think, to me, his energy at the moment feels calmer than it sometimes is. It feels intentional and it feels strong as well. So even if his energy isn't visible to his, externally to his friends or his outsiders, he's got it inside and it's calmer than usual. The first card I drew for this month, was the Hermit. There it is. It may focus, I'm not sure if it will. But this is one of the cards that sets the tone for the month. The Hermit really is about many things. It depends what surrounds it. But in this case, it's about reflection, looking back. For Justin, it's about understanding deeper truths, looking more inside himself. The first month, I'm pretty sure that he's going to step back from the external pressures that have been hounding him, and he's going to focus on what really matters for him, what truly matters for him, and for his family as well. And I believe the external pressures have been responsible for some of the setbacks he's had in recent times. I'm sure I'm not the only one that thinks that as well. And I think a lot of people will believe that. So I think the decisions that he may have to make could be confusing, or could have been confusing for him in the past. But I think he's beginning to see more sense now as this month of March approaches, and it's March 2026. In case you're watching this in the future, some of the boundaries for him will become clearer. His priorities will become sharper. He'll realise what's important and what's just flim-flam. And there'll be, I think, subtle shifts in perspective, creating stronger foundations for him in the months to come. And I feel that that's what he's been needing for quite a long time. So let me know what you think about that in the comments below. And don't forget, if you like a psychic reading with me on the phone from anywhere in the world, go down below. It's davidcharlespsychic.com, and I can read you on the phone from anywhere. And if you want a psychic reading or a love spell, they're all on my website, and I can do it for you the day you order it. So I believe that Justin is going to turn a blind eye to all of the rubbish that he's been putting up with in the past. I don't think he'll be rude. He's just going to I think he'll detach himself from some of the people that were negative. I'll mention that later on in the reading, I think. I can see that he's seeing things more clearly in the coming months than he has for quite a while. I also reckon that he's going to be less inclined to be pushed around by outsiders, because they do try it on a bit with him sometimes. I think some outsiders pretend to be his friends, which is not unusual in showbiz, but I can assure you that some of them are not really genuine. So the Hermit, this card again, also emphasises listening to his own intuition and going by his inner guidance. So his own spiritual side, really. He's probably not aware of it, but he has it, as we all do. Emotionally, I can see that he's going to feel calmer around his people that may be negative. I think he'll be more confident in evaluating relationships, knowing whether relationships are genuine or fake. And it would be a massive win for him during this month ahead when he works all that out. He's beginning to see the light. That's what I really think I mean. And this month for him encourages emotional honesty and much more clarity, especially with his love life. Past misunderstandings will start to get resolved for him internally in his heart. I think he'll be reflecting on personal connections and what he truly values in his romantic partnerships. Well, romantic and his partnerships, so his romance and of course his friendships. This period, I think, supports reconciliation with people and renewed understandings where there's maybe been people misunderstanding each other. I think his fans, that's probably you, are also very much a part of this energy that he's finding. And he's had energy all the time, but he's got energy now in a more positive way instead of a wasted energy. Even if it isn't visible publicly, as I said, the support he gets will be provided by friends that are true friends, and they'll be a boost for Justin at this time. Messages of encouragement or simple acts of connection, I think, will be, even if they're small, they will be strengthening his motivation and his emotional balance, so that should help him as well. These connections remind him of the positive impact he's had on other people himself. So he starts to see his self-worth in the month of March. I reckon that some things and sometimes energies will point to effects that he has on other people. So his energies are quite at it at the moment. You could really call this, for him, for Justin, a month of discovery. He's learning about himself. He's discovering things about himself. And I think at times he may not like what he sees, but he's genuinely trying to improve himself. And I think this is going to go down well with everyone. And I think it's going to help his self-confidence as well. I think some of the people around him that are fake will become a bit uneasy, and they'll see him starting to grow his own confidence, and they may feel threatened by that, so that they could be cast aside by Justin. The main thing really is that he removes himself from his fake grabbing people. Hope I'm not offending anyone out there, but they know who they are. So if you're watching this Justin Bieber, get rid of the flim flam and get rid of people you can't trust. That's the message. The next card in this month is the Star. There she is. Now this card brings hope, inspiration, subtle emotional renewal. As I said, renewal already again, but it's lingering. Tensions that linger around him are going away. Past experiences begin to ease for him, so his optimism grows quite naturally as well. And he will feel renewed, a sense of confidence, as I said earlier, and I think alignment really with his own personal goals that he wants inside. Not just up here, but his emotional goals. It's worth remembering that Justin still has ambition. He hasn't given up on that. He knows there's a lot more he can accomplish. And he's starting to settle down now and head for things that he probably thought of many years ago, and he's been waylaid a bit to one side off the beaten track. And now he's going to start to look for his accomplishments that he used to have when he was younger. He's definitely beginning to see things more clearly in March. I hope that he watches this video. Hi Justin, if you do, give me a ring if you want, and I'll clarify it for you. Emotional energies is calming him, and it's balanced, it's supporting, it's healthy interactions with loved people he loves and close friends. Of course, I mean genuine friends, not the fake ones. When it comes to matters of the heart and true love, as I'm going to go to at the end, as I said, the Star from the Major Arcana, for Justin, it's a renewal time, and it's a time for emotional alignment, putting things straight. Of course, it's sorting out the good from the bad. That's what it means, especially emotionally. I think he will experience clarity and what he wants from relationships, and he will definitely feel more secure in his emotional decisions. In fact, he will, I feel, be more sure of all his decision making. And I think one of the main things that begins for Justin in March is going to start looking after himself. That's himself and the music and his love life, his businesses, his friendships. It's also a good month for him to reconnect with people who bring inspiration to him and support, and people that they show him that they understand, whether it's his personal life or his professional life. So the third card, the Four of Swords, where's the Four of Swords? Put it somewhere, there we are. That can mean sleep problems and that sort of thing, uneasiness, sometimes a bit of depression. But in this particular case, it emphasises recovery and preparation. So I can see with the Four of Swords, of course that would be the Four of Spades in an ordinary deck of cards. So I can see that Justin's mental and emotional energy is being strengthened by allowing space for clarity to emerge. Stressful situations will have less impact on him if he remains patient and focused. The fans, and he's got plenty of them, his partners and his collaborators may notice subtle shifts in his confidence and his emotional stability. He's always seemed confident on the outside, but inside he wasn't really as confident as he made out. He's a good actor in some ways. This card really indicates self-care and foundations of deeper connections with love, with work and friendships. That's what March is really all about. So I feel that this month his energy is a blend of reflection, emotional restoration for him, and preparation for the future. He's getting things ready. The Hermit, as we mentioned, creates mental clarity. The Star brings optimism for him, and the Four of Swords allows healing and steady preparation. I think life will be quietly clarified for him. Connections will be strengthened, not the bad ones, and the energy from his fans will provide support. So stick with him if you're one of his fans, and it gives him encouragement. I also feel that encouragement is something that Justin thrives on, so he needs that. So when you see him, plenty of clapping, cheering, that sort of thing. He likes something to move him. Excuse me, have a drink. It's water, can't beat water. Spiritually, I see that Justin has protective energy surrounding him. He's got guidance from unseen sources, possibly people he's lost in the past. Well, it will be people he's lost in the past. These will reinforce him, they will balance him, they'll release old tensions for him, and they'll preserve his mental and emotional focus. The energy, I think, encourages reflection and mindful decision making in all relationships, especially the good ones, of course. Professional as well as personal. So let me know what you think about that. Tell me if you've ever had a moment where you're stepping back and it gave you clarity. Let me know in the comments, especially if it's relationship, or if you step back and it's helped you understand someone better, someone you thought you knew better, well, you understand it better. So let me know if stepping back has helped you, and did it change your life? Did it change your perspective? Let me know in the comments down below. I do read them all. I answer as many as I can. So let me know. How does subtle support from friends, families and loved ones change your energy like it's going to with Justin? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget, if you like a psychic reading with me on the telephone from anywhere in the world, go to my website down below. I'll put it down there, and it is davidcharlespsychic.com. So for Justin, the first month, I think he establishes foundational strength, emotional insight, connections, awareness, reflections, emotional renewal, and preparation to set the stage for meaningful growth, love, collaboration and creative work in the months ahead. So this next month of March is a sort of a turning point and a new beginning. I think Justin is determined to put some of the past problems behind him, and his fans will be glad of that, and he's put them where they belong, into the past. So let me tell you about the second month of April. The cards I drew for April earlier are the Magician. Where have we got the Magician? Oh, there he is. The Two of Cups. There we are. With that, of course, would be the Two of Hearts in an ordinary deck. The Magician is from the Major Arcana. And the Eight of Pentacles. There we are. They're the main cards for me to focus on with the month of April. And I see that in the month of April, his energy is going to shift. It's going to be from quiet reflection in March to focus on action and connection. This month of April is about taking insight, clarity, and I think emotional alignment, and turning all of that into something meaningful and progress. That's the thing for April. So March sets him off. April sees progress. And the Magician, represents, in his case, skillful manifestation, focused creativity and strategic opportunities for Justin. Justin's on a roll at the moment in April. His energy is strong, he's shaping circumstances deliberately, he's stopped neglecting himself, he's looking after himself better, and you'll be pleased to hear that. Plans, ideas, inspirations from month 1 can now begin to materialise into month 2, and they're turning into positive results. His mental clarity from last month is transformed, and he's turned into someone more purposeful, actions taking place. He's got the ability to use his talents effectively in all areas of his life, not just showbiz. So you may believe, as I do, that his talent in the past has been sort of lost in some way along the way, and he's going to get it back, trust me. You heard it here first. Let me know what you think in the comments. All his skills are coming back on Sip of Water, mainly because he's looking after himself. But I believe that a lot of it, as we mentioned earlier, is about some of the negative people that were surrounding him, plotting, scheming to push him in the wrong direction. Now I see that he will slowly but surely escape from the clutches of these people. And they're not going to like it. So his love life and his personal connections, I believe the magician, there we are, brings back self-confidence and self-belief. He will feel, I think, inspired to communicate more and be more open with partners and people he cares for, really cares for, including his wife. This is a month for Justin where emotional intentions can be clarified and expressed in constructive ways instead of negative, as they have been recently. This is good for Justin, and his creative energy also will play a role in his relationships, helping deepen bonds through shared experiences, memories that he has with lovers, people he loves, collaborative efforts as well. So the second card, the Two of Cups, as I said, it's the Two of Hearts in an ordinary deck of cards. This highlights partnerships, harmonious connections, and this energy from this card favours balanced exchanges, whether they're romantic, professional or friendly. Collaborations with people he trusts, trusted colleagues, creative partners, and they're all going to prove to be productive with him at this time instead of negative against him. Emotionally supportive as well. So there's a mutual respect with him and his partners and all these people I mentioned, a shared vision, so they'll be on his side, opportunities for growth for Justin through teamwork. His romantic relationships now will feel more aligned with strong emotional understanding, and that of course means his wife and his little boy. So I'll come to the wedding, the marriage and the little boy later at the end, so stay with me. Friendships now are providing grounding and encouragement because he's got more people around that he trusts. This is going to make him feel more supported, and he can pursue his own goals without so many distractions from negative people. And I keep on about it, but the negative people, I think, have put this man, and he's only a young man, they've sent him on the wrong road, and now he's escaping. It's a bit like being getting out of jail for him. Once again, his fans are going to play a positive role this month, so stick with him in April if you're a fan. Engagement from his supporters will be more visible, I think, more interactive, I think responsive. They'll respond to his creative things, the messages he gives in his music and social media interactions. They're going to boost his confidence as well, and his motivation. So positive energy from fans will strengthen his his balance in there, the way he feels, and it'll encourage him to keep going forward with momentum. Now the third card in this month of April is the Eight of Pentacles I mentioned. This is about money and all that sort of thing, and that would be the Eight of Diamonds in an ordinary deck, as I said I think earlier. It means development, constant effort, consistent effort, positive energy, and it's surrounding Justin this month. And it's a month of rewards for his focus, for his application of his talent, professional work, creative products, all that kind of thing. Personal growth as well, and benefiting from patience, especially with relationships as well, because he's not always been the most patient person, but he requires steadiness at the moment, so in April. So by investing his time and effort into meaningless partnerships in the past, that's got to be stopped now. So it's going to be in all of his areas of his life, his emotional stuff, his romantic stuff. He's going to build solid and more lasting foundations instead of popping in and out. So month of 2 is about moving away from month 1 and making progress into the second part. It's about using his insight, taking deliberate actions instead of flopping about like he sometimes did, strengthening his partnerships and advancing towards the goals that he really wants. Emotional energy balance for him, so he needs balance with his energies. So plenty of sleep, look after himself, and he's starting to do that now, engaging with friends, colleagues, lovers and fans. The fans are a big thing in this, and of course they're bound to be with him because he needs them, and they need him, I think. So the momentum is created not by force, but by focused effort. Instead of being pushed into it by other people, he's starting to do things, Justin, that he wants to do himself. And he's beginning to see what he really wants. And I'll come to that again at the end about the marriage and the love life. So positive spiritual energy will continue to support him, his spirit guides, and his guidance from them will ensure that his efforts align with the purposes that he's got. Protective, supportive energies from people around him, strengthening connections with people, positive people instead of riff-raff. And this is a month where relationships and collaborations are fruitful, supportive and aligned with higher intentions for a change. So audience reflection will deepen his engagement as well. Think of partnerships and collaborations and that sort of things that helped you grow. It's a bit like that. So let me know if you've gone through any of that yourself. Did you find that steady effort in the past helped you to help with your love life? Let me know in the comments. Have you ever noticed that clear intentions can make you feel stronger and your energy becomes stronger? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to read them. And don't forget to give it a like if you like it. So if you sum up month 2, it's about collaboration, creative and creating and fulfilling personal goals for Justin, love and friendship, engagement with his fans and professional collections. They're all going to benefit from more clarity from him and more alignment from him. By the end of this month, the second month, the energies for him are moving outward with purpose and momentum, ready to transform into meaningful things that he's wanted himself instead of what other people may have been telling him that he wants. So let's have a look at month number 3. Just a quick sip of water. Month number 3 for Justin Bieber, I think, is about energy shifting again, but this time it's outward in a brighter way, a happier way. I think in the 3rd month he's going to feel warm, he's going to feel confident, he's going to be more visible instead of hiding away. He's going to be reflecting about the things he did in month number 1 and month number 2, and they're starting to show results for him, so things are improving. I'm not just saying that either, things really are improving for him, not just in his career, but in the way he looks after himself. I think the more you tell this person to steady down and look after himself, the less he does it. So once he gets rid of people that are pushing him around, he'll do what he wants to do and he'll start to look after himself better. And he's going to start looking better as well. He'll look stronger and fitter. So the first card I drew for this was the Sun, which is there, your little baby there, from the Major Arcana. This card is about success, bringing success, recognition, genuine happiness, and really I think it's time that he has some genuine, real, proper happiness, not surface happiness, not forced smiles. This is the kind of energy where things feel aligned for him, where effort that he's making is going to pay off, where momentum feels natural instead of being heavy and on his shoulders all the time. I think professionally, Justin, the projects that he wants to do will receive more positive energy from him, more attention from him as well. Creative work, I think, will land well with the public and with his loyal fans and with the people who want to, you know, promote him and look after his music and the business side. I think feedback for him will be encouraging rather than critical for a change. He's going to get more positive feedback from the press and from the media. And I can see real uplift for Justin in this month, a kind that boosts his morale, strengthens his self-belief as well, because he needs it to get his self-belief back, because it used to be really strong. I think his fans, for his fans, this is a beautiful card, because it shows genuine warmth between Justin and his audience. So Justin Bieber is getting more connected with his audience and with his fans. And it's genuine as well. It's not just there looking at them. It's genuine. Their support for him feels real for him. And he appreciates that, and it flows both ways. So if there's public moments, interviews, performances or announcements and that kind of thing, it's going to make all the releases from him and the reactions feel more positive. And that's going to make him stronger. It's like a circle making him stronger. There's joy and connections for him. The fans will feel proud of him. I'm sure you all do. He's going to feel grateful. He's going to change the way he feels. He's going to change to a more healthy way of life, as I said earlier. And now it comes to love. The sun. Where's the sun? There we are. I showed you that, but that's from the Major Arcana. This brings honesty, openness in his relationships. This month supports clearer communications for him, shared happiness, we know what that'll be with. Light replaces confusion. If there's been romantic tensions in the past months with his wife, this energy will sort and soothe them out. So it favours transparency, laughter, shared goals, things they want to do together, renewed closeness, almost like renewing your love life, really. So it's all a circle of positives if he does the things that I think he will do. And this month's going to be important because I believe that Justin will be removing and leaving behind him bad habits, negative thinking, and most important of all, breaking free from negative people, as I keep saying, whether he will admit it or not. They've been leading him down the dark road, and I think they've been very bad, well, a bad influence for him all round. Some of them mean well, but a lot of them mean well for themselves as well. You may know who they are, let me know in the comments. So the sun from the Major Arcana indicates meeting someone and sharing thoughts and interests together, mutual circles, probably new friends, someone Justin feels easy to be around, male and female, someone who brings warmth and instead of drama to his life. I feel this person will be someone who knew him, he may have known many years ago, someone from the past, when he was a lot younger. He's not very old now. So with friends, I think the Sun card suggests collaboration and celebration and energy, supportive circles, loyalty, enjoyment, and time spent with people that genuinely uplift him rather than compete with him. People who have his interest in heart and not their own. That seems to be the theme of this reading really for me. That's what I feel for Justin. So let me know, have you ever had a month where things just felt brighter? Let me know in the comments. Have you had a month where you didn't have to force things? What changed it and what made you allow that light into your life? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to give it a like. Don't forget to follow me. Subscribe to the channel if you like it. And click the bell icon and you'll get notified every time I do new readings. And I'm going to do one soon for Ella Langley, the country singer from America who's taken the world by storm, I believe. And I've listened to some of her music and it's nice, good stuff. So watch out for Ella Langley next. I've already done Taylor Swift and Donald Trump and all those people. So let's move on to the second card, and that's the Strength card. Where are we now? There we are. This is quiet power, calm confidence, emotional control without suppression, this card means, especially in this spread. Month 3 will bring challenges, public pressures, expectations outside noise, but it will bring strength, as I mentioned. Strength's what he's got now, and he's going to handle it well, not by reacting and not by pushing back. So strength is what he needs, strength is what he gets. But By staying steady, I think I can really see Justin getting stronger, both physically and emotionally during the next 3 months. Let me know what you think in the comments. What have we got here? Try not to take my eyes off the camera. The Strength card, of course, suggests emotional maturity, especially in relationships like marriage. In love, it shows patience for a change, Justin. It shows ability to listen instead of always being on the defensive all the time, because he can be like that, or he could be. He's learnt to be defensive because he's been let down by so many people in the past. That's the reason. Now he feels the time to choose peace instead of ego, which he's had in the past as well. Now that creates stability for him in every area of his life, and I mean every area, not just the work, not just the music, everything, especially his love life. And especially with colleagues, strength shows with colleagues leadership without dominance. So he's leading, but he's not pushing people around. People look for him to guidance and they look to him for change, not because he demands it, but because he carries himself calmly. Respect for him is going to be growing quietly as well. So with friends, this card suggests loyalty, standing by those who really matter, of course, not the ones who don't. Offering support without making it all about himself, which I think he's done in the past as well. So there may be moments this month where I think he feels he's got to hold back and restrain himself in some parts, in some ways. But strength, because he's feeling so strong, but I think strength suggests he succeeds by saying things instead of being a bit too pushy. I don't think calmness and composure has been all of his strong points in the past, but as I keep saying, he's improving all round at the moment, and I think it will show, and the public will notice it. His fans will notice it as well. Spiritually, this card also carries protection energy, and it feels like a guardianship all around him. So he's being protected by his spirit guides, and it's balance over extremes, really. So let me know, when's the last time you chose calm instead of reaction? Let me know in the comments. How did you change the outcome? Let me know below, and I'll be interested to read them, and I'll try and reply to all the comments. Now we'll come to the final bit, which I mentioned at the beginning about his the more of the working part of his life, which is about the Ace of Wands, which of course would be the Eight of Clubs in an ordinary deck. This is a new fire inside him, new spark, a new beginning. It's all about change. After visibility in emotional mastery, this card shows something fresh emerging for him, a new idea, a new project for him. Justin's got all sorts of things, new direction, more creative energy, and he feels more alive. Professionally for Justin, I think this will be the start of a new venture, a new concept. He may take a different area with his music. It feels exciting. It's something that brings back his passion. With his fans, this is going to show the beginning of a new era and a new way of doing things. You'll notice it in his music. Something different in tone and style, so he's changing that as well. His fans will feel it, you'll feel it, they'll be curious, they'll be energised, and I can see that his fan base is becoming even bigger. As far as love is concerned, I think the Ace of Wands for him means renewed passion, as I mentioned earlier. Fresh excitement, a sense of new spark that feels new again. The card simply favours attraction, chemistry, and that between the two of them, his wife and him, the chemistry feels electric and immediate, so that's good. With colleagues, this will be a sign of bold collaboration and unexpected opportunities, and it feels inspiring for him inside. Unlike the Sun, of course, which shows steady happiness, the Strength card, which is about control, and the Ace of Wands shows ignition, ready for takeoff, innovation, and it's going to make him more prepared for a better future. This is where preparations from the past months that I've just told you about turn into bold steps forward. So things are changing. And I think this third month will be a month, as I said at the beginning, of fire and energy. Fire inside him, energy inside him. the psychic energy that is strong for him, whether he knows it or not. This month 3 feels for me like an expansion for him. Confidence without arrogance, because he can be arrogant, or he could in the past. Warmth without pressure. Passion without chaos. And I think if we look at the 3 months together that we've just done, month 1, I think, is all about building inner strength for him and clarity. Month 2 for Justin, I think, is about building structure and partnerships, especially partnerships. Month 3 brings light, resilience, and fresh ignition, fresh ideas, and a new direction. Nothing feels rushed, nothing feels forced, and it's a good thing for him. It's good stuff. And I thought there's a part of, maybe you can tell me, is there a part of this journey that you feel matches what you've been doing in the past? Is anything like this that you've ever done in the past? Have you changed for the better and got rid of people that you can't trust? Let me know in the comments below. I'll be interested to know. Are you in a time of growth yourself? Is your work better? Have you got new beginnings coming? Let me know. To close the 3rd month, overall the message I think for him is this. I think any happiness, any joy is earned through clarity. So it needs to be clear. Strength is earned through restraint, not being too forward. New beginnings are earned through preparation and getting ready, as he does in month 1 and 2. And this 3rd month carries forward a forward motion for him, not a frenetic energy. A forward motion it's nice, it's pleasurable, not pressure, just steady forward heat, as I said earlier. Love feels brighter, friendships feel loyal for him, colleagues feel aligned, fans feel connected, and he creates an internal fire and it feels real. So let me know what you think about that in the comments. And we're going to move on in a bit to his love life. So before I finish, I want you to bring all this together in a way that truly matters. That's what I'm going to do now. I think this reading hasn't really been about fame. It's not really been about headlines or attention. Yeah, their things are there, but the cards show me growth for him and movement in a positive way. But the strongest energy around Justin over these 3 months, I think, is not the spotlight. It's other things. Not always the spotlight, not always showbiz. It's love for a start off. And I think it's home life. Love life is good for him. I think it's Hayley. She's a major part in this. And it's fatherhood. As I said, I'll tell you about that in the end. And I'm going to take a look at this in just a moment. Sorry about the delay. I need a sip of water. I'm losing my voice. Well, when it comes to his connection with Hayley, I think Justin, I don't see distance between them. I see 2 people growing. I see learning for them both. I see them choosing each other again and again. And they would, if they weren't married now, they would get anyway. They would be together anyway. So if they met again all over, they would still be in love. Marriage isn't perfect, but I think this feels rooted in. I think they feel rooted with it, and I think it feels real. No marriage is perfect, is it? Not very often, anyway. And then there's his son, Jack Blues Bieber. Fatherhood changes a man, and it's certainly changed him. I think it shifts his thinking. It makes Justin look at the future in a different way. I think he feels responsibility for a change. Well, more than he used to anyway. I think he needs to be protective. He's got a desire to build something steady and lasting with the family. So I pulled one final card, not about career, not about music, but about his heart. And the card is the Empress. Where have we got the Empress? There she is. From the Major Arcana. It's a card of love, of nurturing, of family, and of devotion, especially in this particular reading. As I said, cards vary with what's around them. So not one card on its own doesn't mean very much, but when it's in a group of other cards, then it does. So it speaks to me of wife energy, mother energy, quiet strength that holds everything together. It shows a man is learning to be softer without losing his power. It shows a home becoming sacred. So the home thing's a big deal with this. The message is quite simple. Protect what protects you. That's what I believe he's got to do. Nurture what nurtures you. Don't let outside noise disturb what is sacred inside your home, because the home's the main thing with Justin and his family. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I think you'll find when the applause fades, public opinion shifts, energy builds inside the marriage, inside a family, and that becomes a legacy. And over these next 3 months, I think, yeah, there is movement in his public life, but I think the main thing for him is real growth, and it's emotional, it's personal, it's not about all the people hanging around him, the hangers-on. It's stepping fully into being a husband and a father. That's what he's going to do. So it seems that he's changing all around, and he's changing for the better. As far as that, it's more powerful than any stage in his life. I think if you stay with me till the end, ask yourself, who is your Empress? Who is your home? Are you protecting that in the way that it deserves? Let me know in the comments. And it's been lovely talking to you. Don't forget, if you like a psychic reading with me, David Charles Psychic, it's down there. I'll put it down there before you, and give me a call, and I'll read for you from anywhere in the world. Or you can call my team. I've got over 100 psychics that work for me, and they'll be happy to help you. If you want a witchcraft spell for me to do for you to bring your lover back, or to bring money to you, anything like that, go to my website, davidcharlespsychic.com, down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll be doing a reading, as I said, soon for Ella Langley, the country singer, and a lot of more showbiz stars. I've just done one for Donald Trump. They're all on my list of stuff. And I've done Taylor Swift and lots of other people. The Queen, the King of the UK. So stick with me, subscribe if you would. Let me know what you think of the reading in the comments. And I know it's quite complex because there's a lot going on for him. And excuse me referring to my notes occasionally, but there's a lot to remember. So I think Justin Bieber is changing for the better. It won't be easy. I don't think it's going to be a piece of cake. But it's something that is needed to do for a long while. He's undoing... Well, he's releasing some of the people I think people have been holding him back and not had his best intentions at heart. So we'll see. Let me know what you think. I'll see you soon, and take care of yourself. Remember my motto, think lucky and you'll be lucky. Think love and you'll be loved. And I love every single one of you. Take it easy. See you soon. Catch you later. Bye-bye.